Hello, CrossFit Linchpin. Today is March 16th, 2020, and we are living in some interesting times. Obviously, the big news going on everywhere in the entire world is the coronavirus. I've received, I'll just say, countless questions about the coronavirus and what to do and all this stuff. So we're going to dive into that. However, we're going to dive into it with a small piece of sanity, realizing that I know my wheelhouse and that I am not a world-class renowned expert on infectious disease. So I'm probably not going to dip my toes into waters that is not my wheelhouse. Leave that to the experts. And I will also do whatever is just the ridiculous caveat I need to say in 2020, before you dive into things like this, which is, I can't give you recommendations on what to do. I can tell you what I'm going to do. I can tell you what I'm enjoying doing. But what you do is up to you. So, with that being said, here's my overly simplified advice. Because people are like, should I work out? Should I not work out? Like I said, that's your call. Here's what I'm doing. This is going to be really simple. Ready? If I'm not sick, I'm going to work out. If I'm sick, I'm going to stop working out. And then when I'm no longer sick, I'm going to work out again. That's my plan. I think it's going to work relatively well. I think it's a pretty tight plan. I think I like it. So now, aside from that, people always want to know, okay, well, what can I do for a workout? So I live in Washington State. So for all of our global viewers, as we're looking at the United States, I'm in the upper left-hand corner of the United States. Just yesterday, our governor announced some new regulations. So Washington State became a little bit famous, or notorious, I should say. We had the first cases in the U.S. We had the first death, and things are still rapidly developing where I am. My kid's school just got canceled for 6 weeks. So, and I don't know, there's rumors abound that it's going to be 6-week cancellation of school at a minimum. It might be more than that. So I don't know if they'll go back to school this year or what the deal is, but we're setting up, the kids of course aren't happy. Well, they're happy that they don't have school, but what they're not happy is that their mom and I are not going to just allow them to slowly get dumber every day. And so we have set up reading, writing, and math that they're going to do so they at least continue to develop their brains a little bit. Anyway, but our governor just announced temporary shutdowns of all restaurants, bars, entertainment, recreational facilities statewide, to include gyms, movie theaters, etc., etc. I guess restaurants are still takeout or delivery, and obviously gatherings larger than 50 people are no good. So things are getting shut down, here as well. So a lot of people are being forced to work out in their home. Here's what we have going on. There's a category of people that we don't need to help out at all because you're just good to go. If you're somebody that's lucky enough to have a just wonderfully outfitted garage gym, you'll be the envy of your neighborhood and all of your fitness friends, and your fitness life will continue as if nothing happened in any way, shape, or form. So congratulations. The next step down from that, for example, with what we do at Linchpin on the private track, we've got the limited equipment option. And maybe you just happen to have this gear as well. But the limited equipment option, I always said, you need a rugged, sturdy pull-up bar bolted to the wall, something that could hopefully take a kipping pull-up. You have a pair of dumbbells. I generally assume a pair of 50-pounders for the men and a pair of 35s for the women, because that's what most people procured when dumbbells made their appearance in the CrossFit Games Open. A jump rope, and then a set of gymnastics rings. And those gymnastics rings, I assume, since you're working out in your home, they can't be bolted to the ceiling, that you just throw the straps over the pull-up bar, so in essence you have a pair of low rings. That little bit of gear, one pair of dumbbells, great pull-up bar, a jump rope, set of rings, especially in lieu of everything happening right now, people may be more interested in ever than setting up a home gym. That gear that I just mentioned right there cost ballpark $300. That's before taxes and shipping, but that's about $300. I mean, you can spend $300 on a barbell, right? So $300, you are done. You are fully outfitted. And you could have just that amount of gear for the rest of your life and be a fit, ferocious, fire-breathing animal. And that is not an exaggeration. Will your 1-rep max clean and jerk and snatch and deadlift be the envy of your friends who have barbells? No, clearly they will not. Will you be good at GHD sit-ups? You don't have a GHD, so you probably won't be good at them. Probably won't be an animal on the assault bike because you don't have one. But you will be head to toe, strong, conditioned, stamina, the whole 9 yards, and there's nothing that life will throw at you that you won't be ready for. You couldn't walk into the CrossFit Games because that's not something that life is going to throw at you. Okay, that's an entirely different pursuit. But anything you wanted to be, you could be just fine. So that I would encourage people to start putting that gear together, and you won't be shortchanged. With that amount of gear, we even program, heavy days. So if it's a 7x1 back squat, or a 5x5 deadlift, or a 7x1 snatch, we find ways with just that gear that I just mentioned to get in as much of an equivalent workout as possible. And now we've had enough people doing it for a long enough time that, I don't know, they deployed, did something else, and they didn't have access to their barbells for 2, 3, 4 months, just did the dumbbell stuff, went back, touched their barbell, and they were just fine. So there's a tremendous amount of benefit that you can have from that. So if you have that amount of gear, you're also good to go. You're set. So let's talk about another segment of society that doesn't have a fully outfitted garage gym, doesn't have a pair of dumbbells, doesn't have a jump rope, doesn't have a low set of rings. And so I've got a list here. Let me get this up and where I can see it a little bit better. So I took some time and put together a list of over 50 workouts. I'm not sure exactly how many, but over 50. And these workouts either require zero equipment, some assume that you maybe have access to a pull-up bar or something to do pull-ups on. But that's it. Some of them also assume that you can run. But some of them assume that you don't have a pull-up bar and you can't run. So this list, I emailed it to all the members of the private track. So check your email, check your spam, you should have it. It's also posted in our private Facebook group. Every day I'm reposting it. And I'm not trying to hold on to this information as some hoarder of workouts. I specifically said in the email to all the private track members and on the private Facebook group, share these workouts with your friends. So if you know people that need workouts that don't require any gear, don't be selfish with them, give them out. But with a little bit of creativity, you can do a lot of stuff. If you have a place to run and you have a pull-up bar, you have all the fitness that you need. But I'll give you an example. I wrote 1 week out just for craps and giggles. Not that you would have to follow it to the T, and then I just wrote a bunch of workouts down below. So here could be just a potential week with requiring zero gear. Don't have a pull-up bar, you don't have any place to run. And then I gave what would be a crazy workout and then a more modified, so to speak. So Monday, every minute on the minute for 20 minutes, 10 burpees. It's going to get you where you need to be. Tuesday, 12 rounds of 20 air squats and 7 V-ups. And if you felt particularly fired up, you could make those jumping air squats. Wednesday, 6 rounds of 30 seconds of handstand walking or an open floor handstand hold, 20-second plank right side, 20-second plank left side. Friday, take Thursday off for a rest day. Friday, 10 rounds of 30 jumping jacks and 7 tempo push-ups, taking 7 seconds on the descent, and then when you finally get down to the bottom, explode back up. 7 seconds in the descent, right back up. Saturday, 11 minutes of walking lunges, and then accumulate 2 minutes in an L-sit. And then Sunday would be a rest day. I mean, so there's a... And then I gave a scaled or modified version of each one of those as well. But point being, that's zero gear. No pull-up bar, no place to run, no nothing. And then some other stuff on the list, which I'll just say out loud. Like I've said, it's my pleasure to share this with as many people as possible. Some of these are things we've done before. Some of them are off of CrossFit.com. They're just stuff that you can do. You've got 4 rounds for time of a 400-meter run, 20-meter handstand walk. You've got this old disgusting gem, which we've done 2 or 3 times on Linchpin, which is 400-meter run, 20 burpees, 400-meter run, 19 burpees, 400-meter run, 18 burpees, etc., etc., until you finally get to 400 meters of running and 1 burpee. And we have done that before with a weight vest, which comes out to 5 miles of running and 210 burpees. It's a real character builder. There is, of course, the classic CrossFit workout, 4 rounds for time, 400-meter run, 50 air squats. You can do Tabata push-ups, Tabata air squats, Tabata sit-ups, and if you have a pull-up bar, Tabata pull-ups. 400 meters of walking lunges. You've got all of your sprint days, 10 by 100-meter sprints, 6 by 400-meter sprints, 8 by 200-meter sprints, 3 by 800-meter sprints, run a 5K. You've got 100 meters of handstand walking. Each time you break, do 10 air squats. Don't exceed 200 air squats, if you're taking a whole lot of breaks. A classic version of what I just said previously, but it's shorter, so the intensity is through the roof. 400-meter run, 21 burpees. 400-meter run, 15. 400-meter run, 9 burpees. That's an absolute burner when you stomp the gas. 21, 15, 9 reps for time, handstand push-ups, and burpees. Let's see. Where are these WODs posted? They're posted, I emailed them to everybody who's a member of the Linchpin private track, and then they're posted in the CF Linchpin private Facebook group. So if you are a member of the private track and you're not in that Facebook group, I highly encourage you to send us vbaker96. Send us and we will, you'll be able to check them out. 21, 15, 9 reps for time, handstand push-ups and burpees. 3 rounds for time, 50 air squats, 35 sit-ups, 15 handstand push-ups. I mean, thus far, I don't think we've really even had one workout. I said maybe you could do Tabata pull-ups if you want. So you've got a lot of fitness happening here with literally zero gear. Classic CrossFit workout, 150 burpees for time. You could do 1 up to 10, back down to 1 of push-ups, sit-ups, and air squats. So that would be 1 push-up, 1 sit-up, 1 air squat, 2 push-ups, 2 sit-ups, 2 air squats, etc., up to 10, back down to 1. You could do 1 up to 10, back down to 1 of burpees and sit-ups. There's a nauseating little thing for you. Death by 10-meter shuttle sprint. Death by burpee. And if you're unfamiliar with the death by protocol, basically let's do death by burpee. You start a clock, and in the first minute, you do 1 burpee. That takes you 3 seconds. So you have 57 seconds to rest. In the second minute, you do 2 burpees. Took you 6 seconds. You have 54 seconds to rest. In the third minute, you do 3 burpees. So on and so forth until you fail to achieve the required number of repetitions in the appropriate minute. And then that's your score. 4 rounds for time, 50 meters of walking lunges, 20-meter handstand walk. For time, 150 jumping air squats, simple and devastating. 3 rounds for time, 400-meter run, 25 V-ups, 15-meter handstand walk, ooh, the old V-up. 21, 15, 9, handstand push-up, and V-up, kind of a JT-ish kind of a thing. 2 rounds for time, 42 burpees, 21 handstand push-ups, 1 minute plank hold. I mean, the list goes, on and on here. I mean, am I boring people to tears, or should I keep reading? I'm going to assume people are stuck at home, need some workout, so I'll just keep reading. And you can go back and jot some of these down. Obviously, this video will live on Instagram for 24 hours. Let's see. And obviously, this list is not exclusive. You could continue to add and add and add to this list. Let's see. 3 rounds for time of a 200-meter shuttle sprint. So think about the kind of shuttle sprint that you would do in SQT, which is you'd mark out 50 meters, and a 200-meter shuttle is 50 out, 50 back, 50 out, 50 back. So this workout's all about intensity. 3 rounds for time, 200-meter shuttle sprint, 15 burpees. 27, 21, 15, 9 of burpees and V-ups or sit-ups. And all this stuff is scalable, right? So maybe you can't do V-ups. You're not there yet with your flexibility or midline strength. That's all right. Just do sit-ups. Or let's say I'm reading down all these workouts and you have a pull-up bar. Well, then you could take anything which said V-ups or said sit-ups, and you could put in a toes to bar, or you could put in a knees to elbow. So once again, if you have the gear, you can always spice it up or change it up just a little bit. And a quick just side note on burpees, the power of burpees. I'm a believer in how amazing burpees are. When myself and Ian Wittenberg did our 3-2-1 Go South trip, which I think was in 2013, motorcycles all the way from Montana down to the bottom of South America, there was a lot of times that we did not have access to anything at all. When we'd pass through a town, pop into a local CrossFit affiliate somewhere in Central or South America, would get in a workout, well then we'd have a barbell there. But a lot of times we were in the middle of nowhere, and we did a ton of burpees, a ton of air squats, and a ton of burpees. And I was shocked over that 4-month period how much capacity I was able to maintain, even with strength movements, by just doing those burpees. So I'm a believer in the burpee. I have lived it, and it is fantastic. May not be fantastic in the moment, but it's fantastic overall. Let's see. This is great. Great community. Thanks from the UK. You're very, very welcome. All right, let's see. For time, 150 air squats, 100 sit-ups, 75 hand release push-ups. 4 rounds for time, 50 air squats, 30-second handstand hold. 5 rounds for time, 10-meter handstand walk, 20-second L-sit, 30-meter walking lunge. 6 rounds for time, 200-meter run, 8 handstand push-ups. 3 rounds for time, 400-meter run, 40 air squats, 20 dips off of a box or a bench. And then we've got a modified JT here. Let's say that you don't have ring dips, right? You can probably find something to do dips off of a box, a chair, something. So 21, 15, 9 reps for time, handstand push-ups, dips off of a box or a bench, and then regular push-ups. 2 rounds of 1 mile run, 50 burpees. Nobody's going to do that. 7 rounds for time, 7 squats, 7 burpees, 7 V-ups. For time, 800-meter run, 30 hollow rocks, 40 handstand push-ups, another 30 hollow rocks, 800-meter run. Ooh, I found a typo there. Let me change that. AMRAP 12 minutes, 200-meter shuttle run, 15 push-ups, nasty. 21, 15, 9 reps for time, handstand push-ups and tuck jumps. 3 rounds for time, 40 push-ups, 30 sit-ups, 20 tuck jumps. 4 rounds for time, 800-meter run, 30 push-ups, 20 meters of walking lunges. All right, now we're going to assume that maybe you have a pull-up bar. 4 rounds for time, 400-meter run, 15 pull-ups. 21, 15, 9 reps for time, burpees, knees to elbows. 21, 15, 9 of burpees and pull-ups, just disgusting. 21, 15, 9 handstand push-ups, chest to bar pull-ups. Then, of course, you can do Cindy or half Cindy. You can do Murph. 10 rounds for time of 5 pull-ups, strict if possible. 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, 20 air squats. 3 rounds for time, 400-meter run, 30 air squats, 15 pull-ups. 4 rounds for time, 25 burpees, 15 toes to bar. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 of a handstand push-up and a strict pull-up. And if you wanted to, you could add a 200-meter run after each set of pull-ups, if you have the ability to run. Do that same rep scheme, 10 down to 1 of a chest-to-bar pull-up and a burpee, and if you so desire, add a 200-meter run after each burpee. 10 down to 1 toes to bar and burpees, if you so desire. Add a 200-meter run after each set of burpees if you want. So that's the list there. Point being, that list of whatever, 50-something, it could be 150-something. You know, with a little bit of creativity, you can make arguably a limitless amount of workouts based upon whatever gear you happen to have. And let's say that you don't have a pull-up bar, but you have a pair of dumbbells. So anytime that it says pull-up, you could do a bent-over row with a barbell or a bent-over row with a dumbbell, and you're still getting in a great row pull towards your body. And that is not exactly the same as a pull-up, but for however long you just don't have access to your regular gear, you can do a tremendous amount of working out with a very minimal amount of gear, no doubt about it. So that's it. I hope everybody stays safe. Hope they stay healthy, and to the best of your ability, move your body and feel good. Paleo SRX. How can we get into your Facebook private group? You got to be a member of the Linchpin private track, which obviously I highly encourage everybody to do. But if you would like a 14-day free trial, all you need to do, go to, well, it's in the link in our bio in our Instagram account, or you can just go to CrossFitLinchpin.com, click on private track, and then you just get a sign up. You get a 14-day free trial, and you can check it all out for yourself and see if you like it. But I obviously am biased, and I think it's pretty cool. So that's it. And then once you're in there and you have a subscription, you just send a request to get into the Linchpin private Facebook group, and we'll verify you and then let you in. And I hate Facebook as much as anybody else, okay? But this is what Facebook and social media is supposed to be. It's an actual place full of positivity and support and exchanging ideas and helping each other out and staying committed. There's no politics. There's no egos. There's no drama. There's none of that dumb stuff that drives everybody crazy about Facebook. We've even had members who hated Facebook got off Facebook and then created a new private account and told no one about it just to join the Linchpin Facebook group and be a part of that. And then their feed is only filled with positivity and not all that junk. So anyway, in times like this when all this crazy stuff is going on in the world, it's really nice to have a support group. So that's it. Have a great day, and keep the fitness going.